What's going on, everybody? First of all, let me apologize for a couple things. One, I still don't have Wi-Fi, which is horrendous. I'm down bad right now. Two, my headset that I use to record broke, and the adapter for my microphone coincidentally broke together. So I'm using the MacBook audio. Don't know how good that's gonna be. I apologize for that. Um, but yes, I just want to go over my view on gold and my explanation for why. I know you guys like that. So I want to start with this past price action that we have right here, which is very similar to what we have in current price, right? We have one big bullish push, pull back, and then like a slow grind up, and then you finally start to get bullish again, right? So basically, I want to say it's like a 1, 2, 3, but like you don't really have that. It's more like a 1, 2, fuck around 3. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. All I want to say, what I'm trying to get to is that you have this trend line that was, right here that you bounced off of nicely. And then when you broke it, you're done for, right? And you pull back another big bit. Take a look at how much you pull back off of that bullish move, right? We pulled back to 38, right in between 38 and 50%. So as usual, you'd be targeting that 38. So yeah, that's all that we're looking at there. Now here in current price is where we have what I'm talking about the similar thing, right? You have the same trend line that's from where you pulled back, like you pulled back, right? You have a new trend line, and that low from that pullback is where we're at now, right? Yeah, and that's where you have like that one consolidation for two and then like a three to the upside. It doesn't really like look amazing, right? If anything, it's more like 1, 2, 3, pull back more and possibly higher. So that is what I'm expecting. Personally, I'm bearish this week. I don't know if we're gonna get as quick a movement as we had here, where it's like, yo, we're ready to go and we just fall. That's what we're gonna get into, and what I'm gonna be monitoring for this week until further notice. So here on the daily, let's get rid of this for right now, and let's pull out a fib from our pullback low, which she kind of had a bullish move and a pullback. So we're gonna use this low to our high, right? So we have 38% right here, right around our key level that we look for, right? The 50 key level, the 1950 key level. Let's just mark that out. We'll use the low of this wick to define that, right? That would just be we'll leave it blue. And then we have 61% right there at another key level of 1900, right? If you want to be fancy about things, you could pull that same thing down to the low that you had, and you can see if you have any matches. You can see that at where 38 was, you have a 2-3 for the long term. And right where 6-1 is, you have 38 from long term. So I like when they match up like that. It just tells me there's more confluence in that. So I am expecting that we're going to have a big pullback based on the break of that trend line. Now, like how I said, how we have like a 1, a 2, a 3, right? Obviously, you know what comes next, a 4, and then a hopeful 5 to break that, right? I don't know if that's what's going to happen, but that's kind of what I'm seeing in the longer term aspect. Now, if we go and we kind of measure these moves to see if they're similar, I know let's be honest, we know this bullish move is going to be more than the prior one, right? That's fine, right? What I'm really trying to get, how far off is it now that I say that? You had 21% for $300. Here we have 13% for 200. That's fine. So say we just get that bearish move and a $100 move or a $400. Who cares, right? What I'm more interested in is the pullback amount we had, right? So we'll call it 8% with $155. So what would that look like if this was the top, right? 8%, $150. Oh, wow. What do you know? It matching up with a level that we have, a 6-1. Perfecto, right? So yeah, that gives me a more confluence there. In that same area, we have some moving averages, 100. I believe that's 100. I don't know. Yeah, well, I figured it'd be 100. It was higher, but you know, I don't want to lie. And I use EMAs, right? We could have a 3 confluence, possibly more. Now, I think it'd be 4. We'd have 6-1, trend line, EMA, and key level. So that's 4, right? So that's what I'm expecting for the week to come, right? I could be wrong. We could get a massive bullish move and then we could just resume higher. But with what I'm seeing, I am expecting that. So a few things that I have new on this chart, right? I have a daily level that's marked up here. If things go according to plan, I don't think that's going to be taken anytime soon. It would be on the way back up. Weekly, you know, there's nothing really to talk about. But since I am bearish, right? I'm hoping for this bearish. I'm not an expert at calling tops or bottoms. I don't need to do that. But since I am predicting bearish movement, I'm going to want to mark up the prior weekly low. Because if we do break that, we should get a reaction off of that, meaning a big bearish reaction and or a pullback, retest, and continuation, like a break, retest, resumption. At the same time, say that at this prior weekly low, we come down and then we start rejecting instantly. It'd be reason to say, all right, any sells we're in, we want to possibly get out of or leave the runner. If we have reason to buy, we might want to buy. I just have that in there. We have a daily level that we haven't touched, which, like, right, as you guys know, just because you have a daily level for a buy doesn't mean you have to buy it. Doesn't mean you should buy it. You need price action to support that. And at the same time, that would definitely be one of my first TPs for a sell if we were able to get into one up here, right? That's all I really see here on the daily. So let's go down to 4-hour. And that's where you can see better that trend line break that we were talking about. So that'd be a really nice entry area if we could possibly have a pullback high enough to there. I have this 4-hour level marked up. I have this 4-hour level. And, you know, just for the reason, I'm going to mark up this one, right? I doubt they'll play out. The lowest one possibly could play out and still be bearish, but I don't know. Let's see where fib is at, right? So we have a 38 right here at 2013. That's why I have an alert there. We're currently at 23. Not my favorite, but still a fib. And then 6-1 over here at this 4-hour. That's actually why I had it there. Why I was okay with that sell area, the red line. I forgot I had marked it up a little bit before I started this. And then I was like, oh, let me do it for them, with them. At the same time, we have our Z level here, our Z level fibs that can coincide with the same cell levels I was looking at. So the first, what is 1 hour? I really wish that we had 38 like right at that trend line, but it doesn't matter. So the first area that I would look for a pullback is obviously going to be this 38 level. So if we were to come to that 38 level and see a reaction, I would look to sell that, right? I would. Right, that'd be the first area. I'd be like, cool, let's sell it back to the bottom, right? This bottom. Now, it's entirely possible that we don't get that high and that what we see is reaction from this 2-3 that we already grabbed, right? We're not gonna get rid of this for now. The second level, obviously, trying to go in chronological order, but you know, my head moves around faster than people who are on drugs. Probably a bad reference, but my head is, you know, all over. Second level would be that 61 area, the 4-hour level, and what could look like on a 4-hour point of view, a head and shoulders pattern, right? This would be a shoulder, this would be a head, and then you could have another shoulder. I personally don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. I think we're going to have more of a quick pullback, but we shall see. So going off of this 2-3 area, which I'm going to get rid of because we know it's there. You have a couple 1-hour levels, right? So you have this 1 hour all the way to here. Oh, this one. So I want that area marked up because it's very possible that we could use that. That is if this current new 4-hour and 1 hour doesn't end us up down here by the time I'm done with this live. Because if you look, 4-hour had just closed. which means I will put, look, normally I'm not going to put this 4-hour level here because it didn't really do much, but it did reject. So I'm going to have that there because I want it there, right? I want it there for a couple reasons. The main reason is if I'm expecting a fast move, like fast to the downside again, we don't need a full 38 or a full 61, right? That 2-3 would work if we're expecting to go down fast, right? Now, back to that 1-hour level, we definitely want to have this 1-hour level marked up for possible buys or possible break and retests because it could either show us a double bottom or what it could show us is something similar to this, where you would have a break, a retest, and then you would resume, and that would give you an entry area. It's looking like that might be more of our style of entry to come, would be something similar to what we had for that buy from here last week. Where was it there or was it here? I don't know. It was one of those areas. I think we bought both, if I'm going to be honest. Let me go to 15. No, it was definitely right here. That was where that buy I sent last week, that upper area, where we were already bullish, so we were expecting higher prices. We had news like right here, right? That's where everyone was like, oh my God, just 2008 was where we had bought too. I don't know. There's one price I said was going to come back to. It came back to it, and people were like, "Oh my God, how'd you do that?" Well, it's called analysis. But this, I know I'm jumping around, like I said, ADHD. This might be more what we're looking for to enter, where it's like, okay, you have the wicks that you want to clear. This is where I sent the buy because I was like, well, we're expecting bullish. I don't need to engulf all the wicks. We're right before a volatile session, New York session. So that first bullish candle where we made a new close of a high. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. I misphrased. This is where I sent the buy. As soon as we had a fresh bullish close, right? Because it was above this, I was like, yo, we can get in, stop below there. And that worked perfectly. Oh my. So that might give us more of that scenario is what will probably be easier for us to enter on this week. I don't know if right now we're going to get a good pullback level. But that is basically what I'm going to be looking for all in New York. I don't trade Asian session anymore because I like to sleep. I value my sleep. So if I'm trading, if I don't trade, I'm sorry, London anymore, because if I trade London, I'm not trading New York. I'd rather trade New York. I don't trade Asian often. It has to be something good. But yeah. So what I'm trying to say is basically that kind of price action we had here is something we can look for on the downside. And then if we do get this expected movement, right, the break of this 92 level should give us area to enter, right? Should is the key word, because one, we might end up buying up towards 38, right? Even if we go here. Two, we might just dump so far past it down towards 81 that we can't use that level anymore. But if you know to look out for a possibility there, and you know that it's a possibility and not like, oh my God, let me sell, stop this, right? Because you wouldn't want to do that. Then you know what to look out for. And if you see what you're looking for, you act on the trade, you act accordingly. So yeah, that is basically my view on gold that I can give you guys at this current moment. I know some of you might wish for more, but like without just trying to make up stuff, like there's nothing more I can say, right? We have our two main level, okay, three main levels. My apologies, because this 2005, that's a key level, right? We broke past the bottom of the key level. We broke past 90. Oh, we did break past 95. We closed at 95. But what I'm trying to say is we're coming from above 2000, right? So that means if we're going to continue, we could still use that 2000 key level, right? Which is where we're at. So if we did get a pullback to 2005 area that we had just talked about, I would look to sell that too. I'm hoping this didn't confuse everybody, because I know how I can be. I don't want to say overbearing, but I know I can confuse people. My apologies if I confused you guys. As always, if you got confused, just send a message in the chat. Send me a message, and I'll happily go over it for you. Um, and as always, right? I could be 100% wrong. We could get a massive bullish reaction. That's fine. We'll still trade that. But me personally, I'm expecting further bearish movement. I am expecting price to come towards those two levels that we had identified, right? There's a lot of junk in the way, a lot of junk in the way. There's a lot of these other areas we have. But for the most part, if we could go all the way back down to 1900, I would personally love that. That would be a very good long-term buy level, right? I'm still really wanting this 2080 again, and really 2090. I've been wanting that for a while. And if we want that, I think we have much better chance if we pull back and go up, right? So, that's most likely going to take us a month, 2 months to do that full move. But, we take it one day at a time, 1 week at a time, one trade at a time. And with the proper patience, I know that we will all make money, whether it's buy, whether it's sell. So yeah, hope you guys had a lovely weekend. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and let's make some money. See y'all soon. Hopefully my Wi-Fi is fixed tomorrow so I can go live, because I'm on a hotspot right now, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I only have 2 bars of service. So yeah, I'm down horrendous right now. But as soon as my Wi-Fi is back to normal fucking 1 GB download and 750 upload, I'll be live for you guys. If you guys are new, if this is your first week with us, welcome to the team. Don't hesitate to reach out to me, myself, or Awais, or even members in the chat. They love to help you guys. And we're looking forward to seeing you guys on live. Hope y'all have a good one.